Gabriella, you've done a lot of work around the concept of fear and the experience of fear and how it hurts and it helps entrepreneurs. How do you break that down?
Fear of failure, that's the majority of the work I've done. So, on a specific type of fear that entrepreneurs can experience, can really be a barrier for entrepreneurs. So we know that fear of failure can hurt them by stopping them and not helping them taking the plunge, or creating some procrastination when they already are in the process. But what we also have discovered through many, many years of research is that fear really works as a motivator. It can be really the source of determination to be successful. Because if you're afraid to fail, life is to avoid failure. And one way of doing that is becoming successful. So, and this is where psychologically, fear of failure can also be the reason to approach a task, not only the reason to avoid it.
So when does it cross over from being a bad thing to becoming a motivator and a positive driving force?
Pretty much depends on the task that you have at hand and the point in time in which you are in your entrepreneurial journey. So, fear of failure and the impact of a fear of failure on behavior is very contextualized. Basically, what happens is if you are, for example, in the process of developing a product and you are all of a sudden worried about the potential of your idea, so your fear comes from a product to be put on the market. Well, at that point in time, a fear for you can be detrimental in the sense that can create a little bit of pause and reasoning about, is this good? But at the same time, and for some people, this could be a reason to search for more information. So it pretty much depends on how behavior of the entrepreneur. Is it the entrepreneur doing something about it, being proactive about it? Then in that case, we are seeing as fearful behavior or something which is very good for the business. But if the entrepreneur, upon the fear, is just stopping and not doing anything, that means that probably, it's not a healthy fear that they are experiencing and responding to.
And Gabriella, you talk a lot about entrepreneurs and businesses that they've founded reaching the point of business paralysis, where fear of failure just overwhelms the business processes. How do you mentor and advise entrepreneurs to power through that?
The first thing that entrepreneurs should do is to rationalize the fear that they have and understand the clear source. Is this coming from anxieties related to your product? Is it something about your ability? So try to rationalize that. Then if about your financial security, well, you as an entrepreneur should become mindful that you have chosen an occupation that is by default uncertain and unsecure. And there are some entrepreneurs that, to avoid that paralysis, what they do is to use what is called productive paranoia. They try to anticipate all that can happen in going forward and have plan A, plan B, plan C in the pocket, ready to be activated depending on the barrier or challenge that they face moving forward in the business. Now, it's really time consuming, but it's one strategy that some people do.
Quite often is one of the hardest things for entrepreneurs to do, right? Is exactly what you're describing, reach out for help. And so how do you mentor founders in that context? Like, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to be vulnerable. Recognize the fears you're experiencing, and it's okay to ask for help.
I do personally have the classroom environment to help them connect on the feeling that they are experiencing, the idea that it's not just me feeling fearful, it's a shared feeling, especially in this profession. My message is especially for incubators. You can try to establish and let them talk to each other and tell each other that it's not, that they are fine. And by the way, they are fine feeling fearful. They are fine not to be okay with failure. Because the idea of failing fast and be okay with failure is actually doing the opposite, making feel entrepreneurs even more sick. Because nobody likes to fail. Let's be honest about it. So you can give me the message of doing things very quickly, put my product up there. This is not possible for all the products or all the services we try to create. Some entrepreneurs aim for perfection and they don't feel confident in putting the idea that they have out there, receiving quick feedback, adjusting. And at the same time, when you say, let's apply this lean logic to help them fail fast and be okay with failure, I'm not okay with failure. This is hard for me to accept and move over quickly. So let's cherish the feeling. It's okay to cherish the feeling. And this is the message entrepreneurs should be aware of.